a lot alike. We're driven, and there's, it's one of those things where, like, if I see someone's area that I worked a referral and we're good friends now, like, I'm going to tag them. And it's, building those relationships. You got to remember, whoever you refer that client to, no matter how hard you worked for them when you helped them sell their house, whoever you referred them to buy that house, if they're not good, guess who that reflects on? Not them, you. So you need to make sure that you're putting them in the hands of good people, because just same thing with, like, when you recommend home inspectors and things like that. I'm very cautious because I work so hard for them to have a good reputation with them. When I send a referral to you, and if I don't know you, I'm going to ask you about 15 questions to make sure that you're going to have my clients are going to have the same level that they're going to have with me, with you. And that's just me being super cautious. I don't ever want to ruin that relationship with them, regardless if they move out of my state. I'm still going to stay in touch with them. So yeah, it's funny because I'll have people message me and be like, and those people I've really done referrals with, they know me, they know how I am. So it is cool when you get on there and you see your name posted several times, and it just shows you that it works. Another tidbit of advice I'd like to give, my husband's active duty, and anyone that works with a lot of military knows they move all the time. And people that don't follow up and stay in touch with their clients that they close as military, you're losing money, they're going to leave. So, and on top of that, they're a gold mine because they know tons of people leaving and coming to the area, because the military isn't as big as you think it is. So when I originally started, I said, okay, my main money right now is my military. So I started reaching out to all these different bases that the Navy has, and started meeting agents that I connected with that were just like me, ran their business, were driven. If I tell my client they'll have something, I went to bed last night at 3:30 in the morning because I told them they had something, so I didn't go to bed till I had it to them. With that being said, I started interviewing some agents, and I was like, all right, you're my person. You're my person for this. You're my person for that. But I also drill in their head that I'm their person for Charleston and for Hampton Roads. And then when I went to family reunion, I had a goal. So at that point, like, yes, I wanted to meet as many people as possible, but I also had a list of people that I met through the internet that I needed to get a personal connection with. So there's a girl in Jacksonville, Florida. She sent me so many deals. I never met her in person, so we went and had coffee at family reunion, and guess what? I just ratified another deal with her.
Wow.
Build those relationships and reach out. I mean, just because you don't know anyone right now, what's stopping you from getting on Kelly and calling them? Don't send them a message on Kelly. When I get messages on Kelly, they're just copied and pasted messages. I don't read them. And I don't mean to be mean, but it's not personal. So if you truly see someone's work and you think, you stalk them on Facebook and you're like, hey, like, we could be great together. I can send you referrals. You can send me referrals. Reach out to them. Call them. They're going to love it. And that's just what I started doing, and learned that I don't have to pay for leads. Like I said, yes, I have to pay a little bit for a referral fee. It's fine. But whatever I get from that client that refers me out is all my money. And it's just me building my database without having to spend $6,000 on Zillow every month.
Yeah, and well, with Zillow, that's money that's, it's money that's paid first and hoping for that return. A referral, it's not paid out unless it closes. So it's money that never really touches your pocket. Look, I only have 2 quick questions, and then I was going to open up to others who had questions, because I didn't want to personally dominate this conversation. But, when you're calling an agent, you're trying to build that referral relationship, because you mentioned something about interviewing that agent. So obviously you want to pass business on to someone that you trust. What are 1 or 2 key things that you're asking them that you want to know before you build this relationship?
So it usually depends on the client. So if I have someone that's super particular, I need to make sure that I have an agent that's going to be that type of personality. I'm pretty good about flexing my personality based on how they are. So usually I just feel them out and see how the conversation goes. And first thing I want to know is, it doesn't matter to me how many deals you've closed. That doesn't matter to me. You could be $1 million real estate agent. It doesn't matter to me. Because guess what? I worked my tail off, and in my first year, and I can guarantee you I would have taken better care of your clients than maybe $1 million agent would, because when you don't have much, you do everything you can. And so a few questions I have is like, hey, if I was to send my client to you, if you tell them they're going to have something, if you can't get it to them, do you stay up late? Like, how does that look? Because that tells a lot to me. Like, if they're used to me promising them something and getting it, even if I don't sleep that night. I know that's probably not the way to go, but I just run my business like that. And then I also just ask them questions about themselves. Like, hey, do you have a buyer's agent? I want to make sure my client isn't going to be handed off, because a lot of times people don't like that. And so those are like the two main questions I ask for today. And then I don't make it obvious that I'm asking certain questions. I try to just have a conversation and see how it goes. So I more or less want to know, are you going to be the one personally taking care of the client? And if they have, like, I do want to know how many deals they have currently ratified, because if they have 30 deals ratified right now and they're an independent agent, I'm a little nervous, just given the fact that we're stretched thin. If we have 30 deals that are active and they're all buyers, you don't physically have enough time in the day.
Mm-hmm. So somebody who, may be watching this may say, this is awesome. I totally want to do this. But they may be thinking a couple of the typical obstacles, which is, I'm too busy to do this, or this just feels kind of big, and, she's really developed this, and where do I even start on something like that? It's, how do you, work the time for it? What would you suggest to somebody who wants to at least get it started and get organized?
Sure. Well, I hate cold calling. I don't cold call. I don't door knock. I hate door knocking. It's just not what works for my business. So this is what I use for my lead gen. So once a week, this is how you start. So Smart Plans in Command, set one up for agents, because you don't want your agents to get the same stuff you send to your client. So make sure you have a different Smart Plan for your agents, okay? And then once a week, just start small. Once a week, find someone on the internet that's a real estate agent in Alaska or an agent somewhere else, and call them. And you know what? You might not vibe with them, but they might save your information. And I would recommend putting all of them in your database, but just tagging them realtor, and that way you can customize them per tags. But I would start small. Just call one agent. That one agent could send you business this year. And so that's my lead gen. So instead of door knocking and cold calling, that's what I do. And that is, I just started small, honestly.
So it's what we talk a lot about in KW, which is leverage. And leverage could be systems and tools, and it could be people too. So you think of the leverage point here. So Jessica is leveraging agents across the country who are doing the door knocking and the open houses and working their sphere of influence and paying for leads and building relationships. That's all her lead gen, or a big portion of it. And just leveraging all the resources that they're spending time, effort, and energy on in order to create business for herself. It is brilliant. Okay, any questions? I was going to show you two things in Command that you mentioned during this conversation to help show you how there's a clear path to be able to do this if you want to put the time in it. Does anybody have any questions at all? You can just open your mic and ask away. If there's no questions, then that means we were just outstandingly thorough.
Overwhelmed.
I can attest for that too, because I came from California with nobody, not knowing anybody but my in-laws here. So my current buyer is a referral from Florida, but the family member is from Alabama. So just FYI, it works.
It
does. Yes, and we get information in the office of the transactions that go through, and every cover sheet has the agents and the locations, and I'm going through these and I see Jessica's name, and I see a deal in Newport News, but then I see a referral agent out in San Diego. So I kind of start to I see it, I see the dots connected there. And military spouses obviously have they have an advantage because they know the typical places that are the next stopping point, branches of the military. It's no secret where these bases are. And then there are real estate agents where there are as many military bases. So there's connections there. Any other questions at all? Anybody have any questions?
I just want to add in with the military. Yes, we do know where they're going next and we can get a great referral off it. But a lot of the times, I don't want to say I steal them, but I might not be the agent that sold them the house. So I ask them, hey, like, why aren't you using the agent that sold you the house? We haven't heard from them. Okay. So, and keep in mind, like, just because they leave Hampton Roads or leave Charleston and they go to San Diego or go somewhere else, I'm still, like, they might not be physically in my area, but military, no, military. If you're going to target anyone, target the military. And then on top of that, I want to add, yes, any person will know a referral, one or two referrals, and can refer you if you stay top of mind. However, if you keep those agent referrals, you're going to get more also from the agents than you will from your sphere.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of the methods that you heard, and I'm gonna share my screen real quick because I wanted to show you a couple things that would help you. But a lot of the habits that you heard here will also work with people who are not agents and just, you know, working clients in your sphere of influence and your past clients. There's certain foundational principles here that you can apply to all aspects of your business. The more you listen to great agents who are doing things like this, the more it's really going to start to connect in your head of, you know, what are the most valuable things that you can do? What is truly the highest and best use of your time? What is the 20% you can work on that's going to produce the 80% result? So Jessica mentioned smart plans. So I'm on command. This is for anyone who's non-KW. This is the all-in-one end-to-end user platform for tech as far as client relationship building and nurturing relationships, marketing, and then getting them to the closing table. And then you can do some lead generation out of here too, because if you did want to explore Facebook or Instagram or direct mail or email campaigns, you can do that all out of this. But the two things, once you mentioned smart plans, we have a whole library of those. You'll notice 8x8s, quarterly calls, even birthday reminders, open houses, long-term nurtures. So these are things that you can just drag and drop into your contacts. And this is just going to either send out information automatically for you. It's going to remind you of, oh, hey, you know, Bill's birthday is next week. You want to like send him an email or send a card. And then you can also customize these. The other thing too is you can grow your network within Command. So you can literally zoom in on an area. I just chose Oklahoma City, which is, you know, sometimes there's a good connection between Langley Air Force Base. All these green dots here are Keller Williams agents. And what you can do is you can sort these. You can certainly keep it random, or you can sort it by alphabetical or closed units and really check in on their production too. And then you can open up each identity and then get to know them by their production or what's on their bio, and then start to build connections through here too. So this is something that you could do while you're just sitting on the couch at 10 o'clock at night, and you time block it. Okay, for 30 minutes, I'm going to go to an area and I'm going to start building up connections and use some of the technology. You notice that Jessica is using the tech. She's also making that personal touch too, that brings it beyond just the anonymous reach. So you can find people this way. There's a huge network nationwide of KW agents, but then following it up with that warm touch in order to really create a relationship and the follow through on that. So that was all that I wanted to show you there. Any questions on this or anything for Jessica that anyone wanted to know? All right. Looks like we got a chat here.
One question.
Okay.
Jessica, you stated that you use smart plans in Command. I see the people plans. Where is the plan that you're using for the agents? I don't see anything for agents. Do we have to create that on our own?
Yes, I just modified. I used the same one we use for clients, but I just went in and edited it and put, so I one's labeled clients and one's labeled referral partners so that I don't mix them up. And I use the quarterly call plan. So every quarter I call them and make contact. And then I put them in the birthday plan too. So I make a birthday plan for my referral partners on top of my clients. And then I also, I'm making personally, which is taking forever, but it's almost done. I'm making my own personal biweekly email that'll go out to referral partners. And the reason why it takes forever is because I don't want them to get like neighborhood updates. I want to like send them stuff like, this is what Jessica's doing. This is my family. Make it personal. You're not a robot. Everyone knows, you know, they want to know you and they want to build a relationship with you. So those are the 3 I'm using right now. The biweekly emails are not ready yet because I physically, like I said, have to go in and customize each email and create an email. So I just go in and edit and put referral partner or clients so that I make sure they stay. I'm very particular on how I want everything to be the same. So that's just all I do. I'm using the smart plans that are provided to us and just turning them to work for my advantage.
Yeah, and you can customize the smart plans and build those however you want. And you know, we have specific training to be able to to help you develop those, and I'm always willing to help as well. And you've got a few different ways that you can reach out with smart plans. You can have more individual emails, and you can even drop in form fields, or I can't remember exactly what it's called, where it'll just automatically put their name into certain areas and things like that. But we also have email campaigns through Command. So if you wanted to send out 500 emails at a time in more of a newsletter fashion, you can do that, because we can send out 5,000 emails a month through Command. So that is, you know, that's quite easy. Now, do you have a question? Okay. Thought I heard somebody unmute themselves, but if we don't have any more questions, Jessica, I wanted to thank you for your time and, you know, revealing a little bit of what you do. I think you're going to inspire someone into action without a doubt. I know someone on the chat did mention that you know, they need to use the available tools. Yep, I mean, the tools are there, and it's just committing. What it is, it's just you know, really blocking off time for what's going to move the needle in your business and what's going to help you, and eliminating as much distraction as possible. And she also mentioned it's hard to get started, and it's true. And sometimes it's because it looks like, you know, the mountain looks like it's too big. That, you know, someone is doing really well right now with their business, but you got to remember they started exactly where you are. They had to start with the first step. They had to start with formulating a plan. They had to start with organizing and just making those touches and doing a little data entry. But it's not about getting 1,000 people in there tomorrow. It's about getting in a certain amount each day or each week. Getting some small wins before you know it. You're going to look in your rearview mirror and you just added just a nice stockpile of great connections. So get some small wins each week. That would be my advice to you. Jessica, any thoughts before you're muted? Any thoughts before we wrap it up?
Just put my phone number in the chat. I am happy to talk to any one of you, and I'm happy to brainstorm and see what works for you in your business. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. And I truly mean that. I will say during this time, it works. Okay. A lot of people are struggling with COVID, and I don't think I've ever been busier. I truly mean that. The systems work. But yeah, I put my number in the chat. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to give me a call.
Awesome. Jessica, thanks so much. Thanks to all of our participants who are coming on today too. If you have any questions, or if you wanted to follow up on any of this as far as the tech aspect and needed help or more information, reach out to me anytime, and I will be more willing to help. Everyone have a great day. Thank you.
Bye guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Nice meeting you all.
Thank you.